The first thing we want to do when we get a brand new 25 coupons account is go in and set up our organization. An organization is basically a sort of like a firewall between, it's a way of grouping your areas. So if you an organization might have 2 zones, 3 zones, maybe 5 or 6 zones. It's just an area like a city name or a combined area. If you're in a large city, it might be like south side of this or south suburbs. And so you can have one domain name per organization. So that if you have a domain name that's like, let's say for example, thinkdanvillefirst.org or greenvilledeals.com, then anything that falls within that would be your organization. Okay, so if you want to have another organization over time, then that's when you would add a new one. So your organizations are what are going to go up here. So you'll probably only just have one. I have 2 here, but and this is your dashboard page. You're just viewing the one organization. If you click the View Home page, that takes you to your directory. Or if you have the directory disabled, because it is possible to disable your directory here, then it would take you directly to your advertise page, which is this right here, just your sales page. So if you don't want to have a directory, you don't have to. You can use the system just for the print advertising, and and just use it to organize your flyers and postcards. So as I go down here, you set your tag, which is just your username for the organization. And it's really not as big of a deal if you have your own domain name. And we fill out the information. Default template size. The system currently offers 6 sizes, or 6 different ones. So we've got the 11 by 17 with the postage square, and the postage square is going to have the if I can find a sample here real quick. If you can see in the small example where it's just slightly smaller, but it's going to have this, and that's where the postage indicia is going to go, and the local postal customer, that kind of stuff. So it gives you a slightly smaller space. Or if you don't need that, or you want to incorporate that into the ad itself, then you can always just choose no postage square, and that just gives you 16 quarter-page spots front and back for the 11 by 17. The postage square here, if you say with postage square, what it does is it lets you create an additional size. It shows a different size. So when you assign a business to the different local, or when you assign the business to that alternate postage square, it gives them a different size. So when they get that invoice, it's going to have the different size info, because if they want to pass that along to their own designer, when you're dealing with independents, you're creating all the ads yourself. But in my experience, I had a number of different franchises, and they will have an ad department, and they're very strict about what ads. You cannot create your own ad for certain franchise restaurants. So it's handy when you send them that email and they get the invoice, or in the email itself, it contains all the size info, exactly the size they need. That way, they give you this slightly narrower size, and it'll just plug right in, and then you've got your indicia square there. So that's what that's handy for. The postcard sizes 9 by 12 medium and large, or 8.5 by 11 medium large, 9 by 12 small medium large. You can just see they're cut up slightly differently. So once you pick that, then that's going to show which sizes it's going to let you display on your home page. So if you only pick the medium and large, you only get those. So on your sales page, I'll show you here. That's right here. These 3 boxes lets you pick 3 nice sizes. It's just nice to have 3 choices, not too many. It's not overwhelming. Just give somebody 3 choices on the main page. Yes, there could be for the 11 by 17, you've got virtually any configurable option of how you want to slice and dice up this flyer. But we don't need to display all the different sizes here. You can create different sizes and put those here however you want to sell, because you may not want to sell. You can go down to as small as a third of a row, which is basically 1/12 of a page if you want to. If you want to, you can do that. I didn't sell that size, but that option is available. So this is not the prices that you're actually going to charge. They're just the prices that are showing in this spot. And then when you say, if they want to purchase this, they see, they click see pricing to order, and that just jumps them down to the actual prices. Essentially this is just a little pitch, nicely formatted pitch for you. And you can set your merchant account or PayPal here, and that's pretty self-explanatory. The show default FAQs is just, we have certain FAQs that are already made up, but you may not like those at all. It is nice to have the sizing information, all that's already done and pre-configured and done for you. But if you want to add to the FAQs, you can do that and through the FAQ module here. So you can always uncheck that and then add your own FAQs. Branding and logo, this is where you're going to add your custom domain name, and it needs to be some type of subdomain thing like www.yourdomain.com. You're going to put that in, and then you need to point the DNS. That's going to be a CNAME record in your DNS, and it should be pointed to www.25coupons.com. If you need help with that, I can help you with that. I'd be more than happy to help you. Some people know how to do that. So, and then you can pick your theme color, and this is what's at the top. This is the lighter color, and then when you roll over, it makes the darker color. So you can pick any color. It can match your logo. Upload your logo. A square logo is probably the best if you have that, or as close to a square as possible, because sometimes, it's going to go in the top of your invoices, and in the variety of different places it's used, a square logo tends to be the most versatile. I would say it's probably better to have a landscape logo than a portrait logo, if you had a choice with your designer. Top headline and bullet points is this right here. Top headline and the bullet points there. You can customize this HTML, put in a YouTube video, and I've given you a little bit of a sample. This uses Bootstrap as the template is the theme that I'm using for this is called Bootstrap. So you can use Bootstrap tags and CSS in here if you know how to use Bootstrap. If not, it's fine. This is just regular HTML tags. And then we'll go down to the next one, the Our Services section. That's this next box. The direct mail co-op headline, and then the additional services section. Make sure you check mark this box if you want it to show up. If not, it just won't show it. Same with the About Us section. If you have a little profile photo at the very bottom, then make sure you check mark that box to show your profile photo, and it will put it in here and round the corners and make a nice little thing if you want to put yourself there. It can be a real a good way to build the relationship. I had some businesses comment on that to me, like, "Oh, this is great. You got good marketing. You got your photo. I feel like I know you already." So these little things can really help. And then your flyer samples. You may like the 11 by 17 if you're using 11 by 17 or whichever one you're using. You may like the ones that are already there. That's fine. If once you've done your first mailing, you probably want to put your own here, because that's just going to customize it to you, and that way when it sends out the emails, it will have your own sample flyers there. So that's why that's handy. So that's it for the edit organization page.